American singer and songwriter Maren Morris had a pretty great start this year with her album Humble Quest releasing. So, do you want to know what Maren Morris has been doing up until the release of her album and what she's doing now? Well then, you're at the right place, as we're here with all the details for you. So let's get started. After graduating from the University of North Texas, Maren Morris left her hometown so that she could focus on her dreams of becoming a singer. The aspiring talent moved to Nashville and began writing songs for a string of high-profile names, some of which include Tim McGraw and Kelly Clarkson, before becoming a household name herself. 5 years after her graduation, Maren released her debut album, Walk On, in 2005. The self-released album consisted of 10 tracks and was recorded to the Bridge Studio in Austin, Texas, according to AllMusic. The album may not have made a lot of noise, but it was a step in the right direction for Maren. She didn't give up and released 2 more studio albums, All It Takes in 2007 and High Tension Cable in 2011, per AllMusic, but she had yet to break into the mainstream, and she certainly wasn't going to call it a day. She then won the New Music Seminar's Artist on the Verge Award in 2012, and 3 years later in 2015, she released her self-titled EP, which attracted several major labels. Maren was on her way to stardom and signed a record deal with Sony Music Nashville, and the rest, as they say, is history. The EP amassed over 2.5 million streams in just over a month, and 3 songs made it onto Spotify's US and global Viral 50 chart. While this was a huge achievement for the singer, it was only the beginning. In June of 2016, she released her 4th studio album, titled Hero, which became her first chart-topping record. According to the Billboards, Hero peaked at number 5 on the US Billboard 200 and number 1 on the US Top Country Albums chart. Her highly anticipated follow-up release, Girl, in 2019, earned her the title of the Princess of Country Music. Her success began a never-ending series of collaborations for her. In 2018, she teamed up with Zedd and released the monster hit, The Half. That same year, Maren collaborated with former One Direction member Loren on Seeing Blind, and in 2019, she was featured in Sheryl Crow's song Prove You Wrong with the legendary Stevie Nicks. Over the years, she's won multiple awards. Maren met her fellow singer and husband Ryan Hurd in 2013 at a writing session. After years of love, Hurd popped the question asking the My Church hitmaker to marry her in July of 2017. Less than a year later, the couple walked down the aisle and exchanged vows in Nashville in March of 2018. In October of 2019, Morris revealed that she was expecting her first child, whom she gave birth to in March of 2020. She welcomed her son, Hayes Andrew Hurd, whom she described as the love of her life, on Instagram. Talking about the birth of her son during the COVID-19 pandemic, Maren said that it was scary, and especially it being her first child, she was already petrified. She said that it was weird as it was the same week the hospital began doing temperature checks and cracking down on any guests who were with you. She said that they were the only people who gave birth on the floor that night, and it was super creepy. She further added that at the same time, looking back now, it's been 2 years. Her son is turning 2, which is crazy. She said that it was a precious time for her husband and her to share with their son because he was so calm and there were no distractions, and that she thinks that they'll always remember this window of time with their son as a gift because they have to be with him every day. Maren's new album, Humble Quest's first single, Circles Around This Town, was released in January 7th of 2022, and the full album came out in March. Now, after Maren's new album's release this year, Maren is enjoying its success. She's also going to hit the road in June. Talking about her upcoming tour, Maren said that in an interview that she remembered that they were starting to plan this tour last summer, in the middle of a pandemic, trying to get touring back together. She said that they had a few on hold, like she was supposed to be doing Madison Square Garden and American Airlines Center in Dallas, and she looked at her manager last summer and she was getting really anxious. She said that she was like, I don't think I'm ready to do those venues yet. She said that on an artist level, she does not feel ready, and we're also still in a pandemic. She said that it feels weird to immediately be going into these huge rooms, and they're still picking up the pieces of the last 2 years. Click on one of the 4 videos on your screen right now. We'll catch you guys in the next one.